And what you'll find is that when you're aligned, you're all automatically giving thanks just by being aligned. You're not consciously thinking, I have to be grateful. If through the gratitude, I'm going to find God and I'm going to align to my abundance and my manifestation. I have to be super grateful. You just are that. So you let go of the training wheels, guys, and you just become the gratitude. You embody it. You don't need to compartmentalize yourself into saying, right now for the next minute, I'm going to be grateful. Right now for the next minute, I'm going to pray. Your life becomes the prayer, man. The words that you speak are aligned with the truth. They become the prayer, man. It's very simple. But that's the highest level shit. That is the highest level stuff. Like when you really master this stuff, that is the highest level. That you embody it. That you are so aligned, you are so convinced in this belief, in this faith, in this alignment with God, with the energy of all that is, you realize at your core, you are inseparable from the divine. You realize that power that you are, and it's all perfect. That's all there is. Guys, at some point, there's really no point in even talking about it. Like for me, I've put up these videos and I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to talk about this stuff in a new way? And I can, the inspiration comes in and I start speaking and stuff comes out and whatever. But it all sounds very similar because there's only so many different ways and words and ideas that you can use to explain the divine before it all starts sounding very repetitive. And so at some point you're like, you know what? All this shit's so repetitive. I might as well not even speak. I might as well just be. And that's why in the monasteries, the Buddhist monks and the Christian monks and whatever monks, they have those vows of silence. They have those days of silence. They just won't speak. They'll just do. It's much simpler. It's much more direct. They'll be in stillness and they'll act out of stillness. Because the speaking mind can get you into trouble. The thinking mind gets you into trouble. Because it invites the separateness. It invites the disconnection from the true. And then you start thinking and you're thinking and you get lost in thought and then you're not present. That's the whole exercise, man, is to become present. You become still, and then in that stillness, now everything comes out that way, out of you. The creation comes out of you, out of God, that you are, from the stillness. And it's more potent. It's more powerful. It's more concise. It's more effortless. But when you're trying to create out of thinking, then it's the energy is dissipated. It's a fraction of the perfection that it could be. You're dividing yourself. You're not whole. You're not creating out of a wholeness that you are. You're sectioning yourself off. You're thinking that you're this one little fragment of this story, this thought that you're having, and you're creating out of that. You're creating out of the 1% of you instead of creating out of the 100% of you. So how much longer are you going to keep yourself suck? Keep yourself stuck? Did I say stuck or suck? I don't know. Maybe I said both. How much longer are you going to keep yourself stuck? And then you're like, well, Darius, you were talking about free will and fate and destiny. So isn't it God that's keeping me stuck? You're like, good one. Yes. You have one-upped me. Good job. And that is kind of it. You think that you're keeping yourself stuck, but you're not. It's kind of God keeping you stuck until God feels like waking you up. And it's like, and it just looks like it's your choice that you're reaching for this thing, but it's not really. I mean, it is you. It's always going to be you feeling and thinking it personally. It's always that way. I always feel like me, Darius, I always feel like I'm in control of my life and I'm doing, God, this hair. I'm doing the thing, but I'm not. It's way easier to just like let go. It's way easier, man. Just like be at peace with it. And then the anxiety and the restlessness and like this like overwhelming need to like do something and entertain yourself and like fill the space of stillness all the time, that kind of goes away. You're okay with some stillness. You're okay with some silence. You're just like comfortable in your own skin. It's what anyone really ever wants to feel like. You just want to feel some sense of comfort and ease. And that's what this feels like. It's beckoning you. It's calling out to you, guys. Are you going to answer the call? And you're like, well, I don't have to answer the call, Darius, because God's just going to wake me up whenever. No. You still have to choose it. That's the mind fuck that I'm getting at, guys. You still have to consciously choose it. God wants to experience himself consciously choosing to align with himself. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's true. Through you, through your own little screen, through your own little mind. So what's the use in like resisting that? You're gonna keep resisting it as long as it takes to wake you up. That's all it is, really. As long as it takes to like get you to like you're like, I can't take this point. I can't take this anymore point. As long as it takes you to get to there, that's how long you'll suffer. And then out of that like just overwhelming suffering, maybe it sparks you into like really seeking the truth and not giving up. And so like what's going to happen, and for a lot of people, you have multiple awakenings. You wake up and then you realize some stuff, and then you're inspired and you're seeking it and you're seeking it, and then all of a sudden you fall asleep again and you get caught back up in the suffering. And then that takes over for a period of time, however long it needs to. And then the suffering builds and builds and builds and you can't take it anymore. You wake up out of it and then you seek and you seek and you seek. And maybe even while you're suffering, you're still kind of seeking, but you're not fully like 100% going into it. And then you wake up again and you're like, oh, I'm experiencing my highest self again. You wake up, you realize it, you're seeing it. It's like this deja vu, like of remembrance. You're waking up, you're seeing it, you're experiencing it, and then you fall back asleep again. And you might have multiple awakenings in your life, guys, until you reach the final awakening that we call nirvana or enlightenment. The kingdom of heaven. Whatever. Because heaven can only be experienced here, guys. There's no heaven beyond. The heaven and the hell duality doesn't exist beyond. It's just oneness. So within the oneness exists the heaven and the hell, but it's like far beyond it, man. You are in this like perpetual state of like bliss and love when you're up there, connected to the source, because you're not far away from the source. The light is always smiling on you and you're always in this like comforting warmth. And then God makes you come into this earth to feel the cold, to feel the separation, to see if in this separation you can still feel the warmth. Right? That's the exercise. Can I feel the warmth of God's love and touch while I am supposedly separate from God? I'm never truly separate, but we do feel alone sometimes, do we not? When you're alone in your room and you're like super lonely and like bored and like feeling like crap, you feel alone, right? Don't you feel separate? You don't feel like God is there. God's not even on your mind. You're just like, oh, woe is me. Oh no, my life sucks, right? Like just sucked into this personal story of whatever your problems are. Life's not working out for you. And what you'll realize is that life is always working out for you, even when you think it's not working out for you, because you're learning, you're experiencing, and that's all we're meant to do. To grow and then go back. You grow, you come in as this neophyte, like just brand new soul, and you incarnate and you learn some lessons and you die, and then you come back again and you learn some more lessons and you die, and you keep repeating that ad nauseum. Who knows how many lives you have to live? Only God knows how many lives you have to live. And you keep repeating it over and over and over again. And every time you live and you die and you live and you die and you wake up a little more and you remember a little more and you wake up and you die. And then you come back and you die again. And you're experiencing yourself in all these different ways. You're a man, a woman, a man, a woman, a woman, a woman, a woman, a man, a man, a man, right? Like all these different lives and these different ways of experiencing life. You're learning different aspects. You're experiencing different aspects of what God is. And that soul is growing and growing and growing and ascending to get back to the source, to reach the union. And the final exercise is to reach union while you're incarnated, to see through the veil that we keep calling it, that I keep calling it, the veil, the shroud that's been pulled over your eyes, that you think you're separate, but ultimately you're never separate. But it feels like, personally, to everyone, they're experiencing this physical world and that there's this idea of separateness. And that's why miracles can happen, guys, because the people that do realize that they're connected, they know that this stuff is just an illusion and it can be melded and morphed and changed in this moment, the portal of this moment. That it can be manipulated, that it can be changed, because after all, life is change and it's flowing. So when you align with that, when you are flowing with it, it's much easier to manipulate this physical reality. And the aspects of you that are aligned with God are that much more potent and powerful to manifest that change, to manifest that miracle.